Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the Cessna Grand Caravan. Now, you can tell this is the Grand Caravan because this is my wing, and you can see a window in front of the wing, and if you count the windows behind the wings, you get one, two, three, and four, versus the Caravan 675 where you only get three windows, and this window here is about right up in here. Anyway, so this is a custom livery. You know, we in the islands now. So we in the Bahamas, and hey, yeah, out there we want to be seen, especially to attract the eye of tourists who may want to charter the aircraft. So yeah, this is a charter operation. So we're flying part 135, and today we are going from Freeport, Bahama to let's see. Yeah, we're going from Freeport to K Walker, Walker K, which is a little private airstrip that where for people with deep pockets, they can go and just have their own little island for the weekend. So yeah, we're flying a little crowd up there. So yeah, let's go in and jump in first and get our weight and balance. All right. So weight and balance. All right. So you got me, the passenger, 175, and as let's see, should we? Let's not put anybody in the co-pilot seat. Let's let's say everybody's riding in the back, and we got let's say we've got six, eight passengers. All right, let's split it. Let's say seven passengers. So that's one passenger, two passenger, three passenger, four, five, six, and seven. All right, and they all are about average weight, which comes up to about 175 per passenger. And they're going for the weekend. Each one of them are going to have a bag, and a bag for each passenger is going to be about 50 pounds. So 50 times 70 is 5 times 7 is 35. So about 350 pounds worth of baggage. So yeah, we're right there on our. Let's see. Let's see if we can't put this in the very back. And yep. So that puts us. Let's see if we can go ahead and make this 350. So yeah, if you as you can see, we're still in our envelope, and we got 83 gallons of fuel in each tank, which is far more than we need to fly this 45. Oops, sorry. I'm looking at the lower left-hand area of the iPad, and we've got this 45 nautical mile flight up to Walker Cay. So yeah, we're gonna do the Buck departure, or we're just gonna do a VFR departure and fly to the Buck waypoint, and then turn roughly 020, maybe 025, and fly on up to Walker Cay. We'll probably wind up having to do a flyover and take a look at the runway and make a decision on as to which direction we're going to land. Now, the prevailing winds in the islands are generally from east to west, so we're going to keep that in mind as we land. Of course, we'll look for a windsock, and that might give us some indication of what we want to do. So let's get rid of the iPad and take a quick look let's peek at the aircraft. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So again, this is a custom livery that I made. I don't spend very much time doing liveries, but yeah. So it looks like the air. Come on, zoom in. Looks like the aircraft has been recently painted and washed, for that matter. Yeah. So we can get the buildings to get out the way. Yeah. So all right. So let's get in the cockpit. Well, let's just look down here. Yep. Yep. And of course, we've already done our pre-flight walk around. So yeah, let's go ahead and get in the cockpit, and we got our passengers loaded. All right, I'm gonna save this configuration just in case the sim crashes. Cross your fingers, guys. Okay, we won't need oxygen on this flight, and like I said, we are in the islands where it's always generally relatively warm. Let's see. For planning purposes, it does help to know what the outside air temperature is, and we've got about 58 degrees Fahrenheit, or about let's see, 10, 15 degrees Celsius, or somewhere thereabout. All right, and let's pull out our trusty. Well, let's see, make sure that we don't have anything else to consider. For the sake of simming, some housekeeping would be in order. So let's go ahead and set our master volume up a little bit so we can hear our engines when they spool up. Okay, and make sure that we got our engine sounds turned up, and let's go ahead and pull out our checklist. So, all right, so let's go on and go through this guy. Pilot operating handbook, check. The control locks removed, parking brake is set, and static pressure autonomous source is off. Flap motor is guarded, and inertia separator is normal. That's right here. Oxygen pressure supply. Oxygen supply pressure check. Fuel selective valves should be on, and I got left and right on. These guys here. All right, so air conditioner is off. Now I made my introductory video. I turned them all off, not off, but I turned them all down to low, thinking I was turning them off, but these are 3-position switches. All right, so they are off. Let's see. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. Let's see, where are we? And I'm just going through the checklist again. Let's see, bleed air switch is off, and that's this guy, and emergency power is on normal. That's this guy, and that's pretty important. So that is on normal, and trim control is set. All right, trim. Let's see, so we got our aileron trim is in the middle here, and our rudder trim is in the middle. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's see if I can find my spot. Okay, trim control set, firewall shut off, and cabin heat firewall shut off. Both of these should be pressed in. Let's get back down there. So this is pressed in and this is pressed in, so we're good to go there. Battery can go on, and let's turn the battery on, and avionics power switch check for turn on and check for audible fan. So what we're going to do is flip switch number 2 on and listen for a fan. Yep. All right. Switch it off and check fuel quantity. All right. So 83 gallons were showing in each tank, and that gives us 5.5. Let's see. That's 550 pounds in each tank. Okay. So yeah. And battery switch can go off. Next page. Pre-flight and weight and balance complete, check. Passenger briefing complete, check. Cabin doors closed and latched, and that would be this door here, and it's closed and latched, and so is this door here, so we good to go there. And switches all off, so we already checked that air conditioning, and I got to be careful with this one because I got a tendency of thinking that it's on. That's my starter switch, but it's in the middle position, so it's off. That has bit me on a couple of startups before. Let's see, switches off. Ignition switch should go to normal, which is this switch here, and it's already on normal. And let's see, it's always hard finding my spot. Okay, circuit breakers check in and not modeled, so let's keep going. Field select the tanks, and let's just look at those again. They both are on. And firewall shut off again, both that's in the right place. Inertia separator can go to bypass, so we'll go ahead and pull this guy out and set it. And battery switch can go on. Wing flaps up. No smoking signs off. No smoking is not modeled in this aircraft for some reason. Fire detection, so we'll go ahead and test that. All right, so we hear that, we know we got some trouble. Okay, and our lamps and alarm is sounding good. We're doing a daytime flight, so we can keep going. So we're gonna start the engine now. All right, so make sure, I just want to do a visual on these guys. All right, make sure that they are working. All right, so battery switch can go on, which it is already, and beacon light can come on. All right, and volt should be reading, let's see, check for 24 volts on this guy. So let's see, my 24 mark, 22, 24. Yeah, so this long mark almost where it points to the 150 is my 24. So let's go it down and turn the volts on. So I am well over 24, so I am good for a battery start. That's what that tells me. And emergency power lever, go to normal. Yep, we did check that. And we just take a second look at this stuff. So that's normal, pushed in. And prop area, so let's clear our prop area. All right, nobody's in front of me. Clear to the left and clear to the right. And we are ready to start. All right, so let's open up this window here. Prop clear. Okay. All right, let's get started here. All right, so we're going to turn on our starter switch, and we're going to observe the following. The ignition on, annunciator should come on. The oil pressure should begin to rise. That's this guy here. The NG stabilizer need to be over 12%, and that's gonna be this guy here. It's gonna need, this is 10% here, so it's gonna need to be over this first tick, past 10%, and at which case I could introduce fuel to low idle and check that I have 80 to 110 pph for my fuel flow. I wonder what pph is. Pounds per hour? I don't know. But anyway, let's make this happen. All right, so that's been briefed, so let's actually do it. So, all right, fuel pump goes to on. All right, got it. And still no fuel flow, so I'm good there. And that means no fuel is leaking into the where it shouldn't be. Don't want engines to blow up when they spark. All right. All right. Now start up and look for oil pressure. There we go. There's oil pressure. Oil pressure is coming up. The starter is energized, and I'm over 12% ITT. I'm introducing fuel now. My ITT is coming up. I don't want it to peak over 830, and it's peaked at 700, and it's going down. I'm in low idle. So yeah, I think I got a good start. So I can turn the starter switch off. Okay. And check my engine instruments. I'll make sure that my compass is aligning. Okay, I guess it is self-aligning. Okay, and it might be slave to the sky. I'm not sure, but I don't see a button that I can manually set it. Anyway, I digress. Let's see. Engine instruments. Torque is in the green. Props is not applicable yet. Well, I've got about 300 RPMs on my prop. ITT is in the green. NG is in the green, and it's over 52%. Oil pressure is in the green, and oil temperature has come up to in the green. I do have some fuel flow, and I recall seeing something I wanted that between 80 and 110, and it's looks like it's right at 110, and yeah, so the instruments look good. And generator check for generator off. Check generator off, and the illuminator should be off. Let's see, so generator button is there. Okay, here's my generator, and let's see. Now, I don't see an off. Oh, well, let's see. Sure. Check generator off. I think they are referring to the light here, not a position on the button. And so this guy should be off. So I think I need to hit the reset button. Okay. And so the generator is off, and the battery should be charging. And the battery is charging. All right. So fuel boost switch should go to normal, and that's this guy here. All right, that's on normal. And standby power. Standby power and off. should be on, which it is. Avionics 1 and 2 come on. All right, and suction gauge is in the green, and cabin heat, vent defrosting as desired, radios as required. All right, so let's get our radios set as we like them. All right, so this is going to be a VFR flight, and turn this guy on. ADF is not going to be required, so actually we could turn it off. Let's see, I don't know if it is off. I believe can't turn it off, but we really won't need it. Okay. Now let's see. So we are, today's date is April 10. So this doesn't expire until May 20th. So we're good to go there. And yeah, so we're good to go there. And we do know that we got 166 gallons of fuel on board. Right now we are having a fuel flow of roughly 16.2 gallons per hour. So that's see, fuel flow is, I'm trying to reconcile this, and I don't know that it does, or I don't know how to, but let's see what makes sense. Fuel flow is 110 pph, and that's pounds per hour. So, yeah, we did some calculations to turn pounds into gallons and then recalculate the fuel flow. Theoretically, it ought to match up with this, but let's just keep going. We don't want to spend too much time on the ground because our flights can be really long just by going over this kind of stuff. All right, moving on with the checklist. Radios as required. All right, starting engine of GPU is not in our wheelhouse. Okay, so now before we taxi, let's go ahead and enter our flight plan. Grand Freeport, on the Grand Bahama Island, and our first waypoint is going to be Book, a buck. You can see BBC. So that's the backspace. Just pop that out so you guys can see it better. Alright, that's our first waypoint. Then our destination is going to be MYGF and Alpha Foxtrot. No, Alpha Whiskey. Okay, Walker K. Alright, so 45 nautical miles is what we're doing. And we can pop this guy back in. Put up our map here. Alright. And let's zoom in. Let's see where we are. We need to get a header so we'll know which side of the runway is. And that means that we're going to need to bring some stuff back up so that we can see what our frequencies are. I could just pull it up on the iPad, but I don't have to. I can just load it right here, waypoint information, and it just dawned on me that you guys may not have been able to hear anything that I said. Let me go ahead and put my headphones on, and hopefully that really helps with the noise. I hope you guys were able to hear me. All right, so let's we put in our flight plan, and well, we got our flight plan is we're just trying to tune our radios, and AWAS is 119.27, which is in the box for our for Grand Bahamas, Freeport, and let's see, ground is 121.7, which we are at, and yep, so our radios are set. How about that? All right, so we could be happier. All right, let's get our map back up, and let's go ahead and listen to our ADA so we can get our altimeter set. We could just set it to ground, which is let's see. All right, but before I do that, let me turn on some lights. I'll turn these on because it just make it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. I realized that that in the sim, having these lights on does help when I'm recording. The dash lights or the cockpit backlights. All right, so I digress. All right, so let's set this guy to roughly what we think the field elevation is, and that gives us 2991. That reminds me I need to start my weather injector. Okay, so I got my weather injector started, and let me readjust the altimeter to roughly what I think the field elevation is. And let's leave it there. That gives us 3014. And let's see, let's get our ADAS. See how close we came. That's going to come to. So I can either click this guy or this one.
Grand Bahama
Echo.
INTL information echo. 1700 Zulu weather. Wind 050 at 12. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4500 view. Temperature 2.12. Altimeter 3015. Arriving runway 06. Departing runway 06. Advise on
Echo.
initial contact. You have echo.
So I've got echo, so I can stop it by clicking. I can stop the ADAS by clicking there. So we're going to use use runway 06, and 3015 is our altimeter setting. So I'm at 14, so I'm just gonna change it to 15. Fix our backup altimeter. Can't forget this guy. 15. It's about right here. And let's see. Okay, and our field elevation on the chart is for Freeport, for the airport. Looking at, trying to see if I see it. Okay, field elevation is the whole actually not shown on my flight out. Is it? I don't see it. Grand Bahamas control tower. Oh, 7 feet. I think that's what that is. All right, so got that sorted out. I like that word. Sorted. UK word, right? For meaning everything from resolve to fix or figure it out. Anyway, I digress again. Man, I love my digressions, right? All right, guys, let's go. All right, taxiing lights on as required. Brake check. So brakes are off. Now I missed the step somewhere because this was supposed to go to 4 before I started. and I can hear it winding up. All right, so, but usually with that 4, I would get enough torque to move the aircraft. All right, brakes are working. Right brake, left brake. Yep, so I'm good on brakes. Okay, flight instrument check. All right, so we'll look at our gyros as we turn. All right, and things are moving. Okay, and I dropped my mouse. And tangled up in wires here. Looking for my mouse top here. And get this guy in. All right. So we are not going to. I'm back. We are not going to worry about approach and departure. So let's see. Tower is 121.7. All right. Freeport Tower, Caravan 222 X-ray Whiskey is ready to taxi for departure to the north. Taxi to runway 06 via Alpha 222 X-ray Whiskey. All right, so 222 X-ray Whiskey is in fact the tail number of a real life Grand Caravan. Okay, so let's release our brakes and get started here again. And what we'll look for is the yellow brick road. And RTT is in the green because I am actually at flight idle, or the condition level is actually set to low idle. And I think I saw something that said that you generally want to use high idle. You generally want to use high idle and beta in this aircraft because let's see, what was it because? Let's get back over here, find our yellow brick road. I think I missed it on that. Yeah, so I should have turned down here to pick it up. Because our ITT would cause our turbines to get too hot, but I've noticed that I can just keep it on low idle and taxi and not have to worry about the ITT rising unnecessarily. And I get that modeling is really difficult on that because I'm not sure how X-Plane really handle the ground references, the ground data rafts. So I'm not sure that, as far as the engine is concerned, whether it can distinguish when we're on the ground versus when we're in the air. So yeah. So I think in order for that to get modeled, the Rhonda or any developer will have to tell the aircraft, you're on the ground at this point, so this is what happens when it's in low idle and the aircraft is in fact moving. Just that kind of stuff. All right, so we're gonna do a quick run up. Winds were 050 at 12. So almost straight down the runway, but we're gonna turn our nose into the wind and point the aircraft so it doesn't blow debris and fodder down the runway or the taxiway. Set our brakes. All right, and bring up our checklist again. All right, so checklist, come on up. All right, so bring that up. And all right, before takeoff, brake set. Let's make this guy bigger so you guys can follow along with this checklist. And let's slide it down here. All right, so that should be hopefully big enough for you to read it and be able to follow along. Okay, seat belts, shoulder belts set and secure. Let me lock my chair so when I'm pushing on these rudders and whatnot, I don't get pushed back. Okay, because my chair got wheels on it. Okay, flight controls, free and correct. Just box it a couple of times, and I don't think that I can see. Yeah, so I would have to do an external view in my case to be able to see outside, or yeah. But they're free and correct. Okay, fuel boost switch can go to normal, and fuel boost switch is on normal. All right, and fuel tank selectors, recheck those, and they're both on. Fuel quantity, recheck. Fuel quantities look good, hadn't burned off much, and firewalls should be fully in. They are, both of them, and this is, ooh, didn't mean for that to happen. That's what they look like off, and gee whiz, that wasn't smart. All right, yeah, that wasn't smart at all. Emergency, I pulled it to show you guys, and I killed my engine. So I think I got that sorted. Now that word again, sorted. All right, and I guess I've been watching too many of you guys with your videos. Okay. Anyway, they are everything is pushed in, elevator, rudder, and I did move that. So let's go back and check it, make sure it's in the right position. Yep. So that looks good, and that looks good. Yep. So yeah. So fuel quantity, and I just checked that. So let's add 400 foot-pounds of torque. I'm looking at this guy here, and I'm at 400 foot-pounds. Suction looks good. Get rid of this guy. and voltage check, 28, yep, and battery, back to battery, all right, and boot pressure switch. All right, so we checking ice and boots. So I don't really need to go through this because I'm not going to be using, I'm not flying in a place that I have to be concerned about icing, but I did trigger it, and my icing boots are cycling through. All right, and that does it 3 times. Then I can do it manually. And if I do the prop, then I see that comes up to this 24, and if I turn it off, then it goes back down. If I do it manually, it goes up, and turn it down. All right, so yeah, so that's fine. Inertia separator. I'm gonna see a slight drop here when I actually a slight increase when I take it off, and it's very subtle. It's really subtle, but I can see it honestly. All right, and instruments, everything is in the green. And there, let's see, governor overspeed check. So press this guy in, and the prop goes down to 1650 thereabout. ITT, not ITT, but the see what something else changes to. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the ITT I think should go up a little bit. I can't tell. Anyway, so that's working as expected. Let's see. Prop control is 4. Overspeed governor, okay. Power lever, you go back to idle. Overspeed, well, I'm supposed to hold it and go back to idle. And release it, and then go back. But so I'm supposed to cycle. Look like my ship is cycling some stuff. All right, somebody wants to get out. I'm about finished my my run up here. And let's see. Let's get this standby electrical off. So I think all I need to do is just reset the standby electrical switch. I either not set it but turn it on, and there it is there, and low generator on this guy on the amps should be 30. Let's see, low generator should be 30 amps or greater. On the generator, and it is, yeah, and then everything else should be near 0. All right, and of course I vote, so 28. All right, so yeah, I think we are ready to go. Before takeoff, oh yeah, we still got another whole page, wow. So let's speed through this. So we're gonna trip this guy and check for voltage, and yeah, okay, back to battery, and then reset it. And I know we're not doing that right, but autopilot, so we can turn on our autopilot, and looks like it's self-testing and trying to set it, so we turn it off. And prop icing. We're going to skip all that. That's not a, it's not going to be needed. Annunciators, everything's extinguished. Wing flaps set to takeoff, 20 degrees for the Grand Caravan. And cabin heat, window closed, brakes release. And let's make this happen. All right. That's, have to next time make sure that I ain't blocking the taxiway so that other folks can go ahead and continue. All right, so so let's switch to tower. Grand Bahama Tower, Caravan 222 X-Ray Whiskey is holding at runway 06. Ready to depart for a north departure. Clear for takeoff. Fly runway heading until release. 222 X-Ray Whiskey. I want my tail number. Alright. So condition go to 4. And lights, camera, action. Let's see. I'm gonna bring up my checklist. Normal takeoff. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Condition go to 4. Power, it's going to be set for takeoff. We're going to rotate at 70 and try to climb out at about 85 with flaps at 20. And once flaps are retracted, we will speed up, hopefully to about 95, anywhere between 95 and 110. All right. And lights. Landing lights, strobe lights on, tactile lights go off. Camera. Okay, so we need to throw that guy on altitude reporting. And action. Okay, let's see. And I was a little bit late on rotation. 85 is what I'm looking for. With 20 degrees of flaps. Sim is misbehaving a little bit. Stuttering. That usually will clear up in a minute or two. Okay, let's see if we can get it trimmed. Well, let's see if we can actually go ahead and go to flaps 10. Right. So that gives us an opportunity to get our map turned on. And we are definitely not doing our runway heading. Let's see, we took off on 06. Okay. And then flaps up. Flaps are completely out. And we want about 95 here. So let's get it trimmed. And that's short field. I didn't notice that. Anyway, trying to get us a view. So let's go to autopilot. All right, so let's turn on our flight directives on, and yeah, damper is already on. And let's get our engine parameter set. So we want 1900 on our prop. Let's pull that back to 1900. And keep our torque at wherever we think it needs to be, and everything else is in the green. Fuel flow looks good, and we have turned almost due east. All right, so let's engage our autopilot here. So that's let's go nav. All right, and then let's actually dial in our altitude that we're looking for, which is 5,500, and let's do our vertical. Let's climb out at 800. All right, and let's go ahead and engage this guy. Let's see. Actually, let's go out a little bit. Let's see. I don't see our line. Okay, we are on GPS, so let's go ahead and engage it. So GPS has the aircraft, and golly, why am my frames are just, what is killing it? Don't know. Turn some stuff off in the background. Okay, that helped. Whatever. All right, so I am not seeing a flight plan on the 750. I really am not. That's what I'm kind of looking for. So let's go back here and make sure we got don't have a flight plan in. So let's just follow this head in here. Wanted roughly 020. So let's fly ahead in the 020. Heading. All right, so there's our heading book, and I'm actually gonna fly 025 at this point. Okay, and then put this on heading. All right, so that should turn us back towards the way I should think we should need to be turned. Turn my weather radar on, even though I don't think we need it today. And what's next? Well, we got water down there to look at, so I guess I can kind of glance around. You can tell that's the autogen, because look how straight those lines are on the edges of the island. Anyway, I digress. Okay, now where were we? Was putting in our flight plan. We've already passed Buck, so we're just gonna go direct to MY Alpha Whiskey. Oh shucks, backspace. MY Alpha Whiskey. Walker K. Yep. Enter. All right, and then we go back to nav. I don't know. I thought I put that in. I don't recall getting away from it. All right, so let's look at our map and our course. See what our course look like. Come on, map. Hold for map. All right. And I guess we're headed in the general direction. So yeah. All right. So looks like we've got clouds to contend with, and the bottoms might be, shucks, maybe at about 3,000. So yeah, we're gonna need to get down. Let's go down to 3,500 just to see if we can't duck up under these clouds, especially the one that's coming up. So vertical down, and we'll descend at 600 feet per minute. Take too much speed, and we are busting this cloud. Should have turned away from it, but it's not so bad that we lose our 3 miles of visibility, so I guess we're okay. And we are moving down. Okay. Cruise. Let's see. We should be. Well, actually, we descending. Because we got a new cruise altitude that we want of 35 as opposed to 55. I like 55 on in these when we're flying in the islands. In fact, yeah, let's go back to 55 and just weave in and out of the clouds. I'll tell you why. Let's see, vertical speed. I'll tell you why in just a minute. Vertical speed, and let's make that up. And we'll do 600 feet a minute. Apply some torque. Keep our prop constant at 1900. So the reason why we want to stay as high as we can, let's see, how can we avoid these clouds without getting too far out of course. The reason why we want to stay as high as we can is if we lose an engine, then hopefully we can use our glide to capture one of these islands. Even if there's no airport, if we can find a little dirt golf course or anything, then we can set it down. Okay, we are reaching cruise again, and there's my 5500. So let's nose it over and grab altitude. And yeah, let's see. So put our power back. Alright, so we're over halfway to our destination. It was only what, 42 nautical miles. And let's see, show you guys where we are at. Let's see, distance to the next waypoint is 24 nautical miles. Distance to destination is 24. If we start descending now to our destination, then at 600 feet a minute, we should glide. We would go right in. So yeah, let's keep our descent gentle, and let's go ahead and call it 500 feet per minute descent. I don't want to descend too early because I don't want to be at pattern under over the ocean with no hope of making it to shore in case I lose the engine. It's one thing about island hopping. You got to be cognizant of that kind of stuff. And I'm honestly making this up as I go along because I don't really know. Never really island hopped in an aircraft or even heard anybody talk about island hopping, but that just only make good sense. Okay, let's get rid of the iPad and let's see. Yep. And one thing that this guy is missing is an Avi tab. But one thing it does have is I can go to the co-pilot. Go here to the co-pilot and open the glove. And who do we have? We have the developers, which in a message on a forum, I asked who is who. This is Joseph. About to butcher his name, Duckling, and Eric. So if I messed up that name, apologies. Let's look out the window. Okay, so but yeah, that's a little. Let's look for traffic here. I should have traffic global on, but I don't know if I got the labels on, so I'm gonna cycle through and look again. And I guess I don't have any traffic out there to be. I thought I just saw something. Yeah, I did. General aviation. So I got somebody about 7 nautical miles at 2,000 feet down there. Of course, in real life, I wouldn't be able to see them. But yeah, okay. So, 16 nautical miles out. So I need to think about my descent here. And pop this guy on. And get down to descent. Ice, static heat, no smoking, altimeter, and power. So let's pull it back on the power. They don't have a AWAS at this. Well, maybe they do have a. No, this is a private field, so yeah, there's no AWAS or ASOS or METAR for this field. All right, so let's get down. Let's have it 5,500, and let's kill our autopilot. And let's see. So, like I said, that's the island. Okay, I got the island in sight that I want to land at. And I think that's the island. Yeah, it should be. It's only 13 nautical miles out, and I should be able to see a landmass at 13 nautical miles, right? Maybe. Yeah, I think that is the island that we want. Okay. Let's back out of here. Out. And well, maybe I'm seeing this island. Yeah, I think this is the island that I was seeing. This little guy here. So I think the guy that we want to land on is maybe off our nose. Yeah, I can barely see it there. All right, got it. All right. So, what is our heading here? Let's set our heading bug. And fly that heading bug. All right, so get trimmed. 120 knots on our descent, and we're at roughly 1,500 feet a minute, and 33,000 feet down. So this island's roughly gonna be at sea level. I know that. So probably only a few feet above sea level, so we got the whole 3,000 feet to descend, and roughly at 1,200 feet per minute now. So that's going to be about 2 minutes to descend. We got 4 minutes to our destination. So yeah, let's adjust to 5 to 1,000 feet. Passengers are be a little bit more comfortable, and their ears won't pop so bad on this descent. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are descending into VirtualGAa. Please make sure that your seats and seat belts are secure and buckled, and we should be landing in about 5 minutes. Okay. And still on course. Let's see, still looking for that Allen. All right, there it is off of I can't talk. There it is off our nose. All right, we're at 1,500 feet. So let's think about smoothing out here, and we want 1,000 feet for pattern. So let's change our descent to about 500 feet a minute, which we are there now. 200 feet to pattern, roughly. And we actually are using the same altimeter for Freeport that we're using for this island. And okay, so we're at pattern. Raise that nose just a little bit by applying just a touch of power, and hold it here. All right, so VirtualGAa doesn't really have any radios, so we're going to use 122.9, which is the come on, 122, which is the frequency that you generally use when you don't have any published reporting frequencies. Okay, so getting a little low here. And let's see, so winds are generally from east to west, so we are going to fly to the right. And let's see, yeah, because this island is going east to west, so the runway has to be east to west or west to east. So we are going to fly this way, actually we're going to overfly the field. And I'm going to overfly the field at 1,000 feet, but I need to get over so I can look out the window and see the field. Okay, and we're going to land to the east. So when we land, our nose is going to be pointed towards Florida. We're going to land to the west. Duh, get it right. And this guy, every time I pop this guy up, I forget to pop that in. Let's see. Okay, before landing, fuels, let's check these. Those are on. Fuel condition is hot. Doggone it. Drop my mouse again. All right, and got traffic up there. It's not a factor. Weather radar can go off, and autopilot can go off. Get back in the cockpit. There's our runway. Let's see. Look for a oh shoot, things happen quickly, doesn't it? All right, check our altitude. All right, we are at 900. All right, so we're gonna come around this way. I don't know what our winds are, but we have to assume that there are some winds because we're over the ocean. All right, and let's go ahead and make this, finish up this turn. I'll pull it back too aggressively. And straighten out here. And let's see if we can see that island. Okay, we got it in sight. All right, and let's see. I'm not going to pull up that checklist because it's too distracting. All right, but I know I want flaps 10. Let's slow down a little bit. Glomps gas lights. And the lights are on. I never did turn my inertia separator off, so that's on. And mixture undercarriage is fixed, mixture is conditioned, and props is 4. All right, so we are low. Let's get that. We're a little bit lower than we want to be. 500, and we can actually use that to kind of set this guy here. All right, so that helps us know where we are in terms of altitude. And I got the 500 from fourth flight in case you didn't hear it. All right, so, and swinging on around. Looking for that island because I want to line up. Swing it hard. Swing it hard. And I think I've lost the island because it seemed like it. Let's see. Now, where did. Okay, is that the island? Nope. Oh, shucks. And. Alright, let's figure out where the devil are we. Alright, so. I think. Oh, yeah, there's our island. There's our runway. We're at 1100. That's pretty high, so let's drop some flaps, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get stable enough in time. So, and I'm not making any radio calls. Shame on me. Walker Cayman Grand Caravan 222 X-ray whiskey is 1 mile to the west, and we're overflying the field on a on a left upwind. Walker K. Why did I add Cayman? All right, so this give us an opportunity to look at the field again, which doesn't hurt. Look for a windsock, and I actually don't see a windsock, but let's set our heading bug so that we'll know roughly where the field is. Okay, so that's gonna help. All right, let's get back up the pattern, and we got 10 degrees of flaps in. All right, we had pattern. Let's get that nose on over, and let's do left traffic. Okay. Cayman traffic. Grand Caravan 222 X-ray Whiskey is on left crosswind, runway, it's turning left crosswind, runway 32, Grand Cayman, Walker K. Man, why am I having trouble holding my pattern here? Alright, so let's look and see if we see our island. There it is. Alright. And it's still dropped a couple hundred feet below the pattern. Make that back up. Walker K, Grand Caravan 222 X-ray Whiskey is turning left downwind, runway, that's gonna be runway 32, Walker K. All right. Well, I'm saying 32. I actually don't think it's 32. It's probably a 3-0 or 2-8. It's probably 2-8. Let's call it 2-8. Yeah, I think it's 2-8. Well, let's see if I'm perfectly parallel with it. It looks more like it's going to be 3. Runway. And too high. Alright, so let's get in landing configuration. Alright, so glumps, gas, lights, undercarriage fixed, mixture condition, props 4, okay, and then checklist is complete. Lights are on. I'm doing I want a 500 foot per minute descent. Alright, trim for 500. And I'm still high, so I'm gonna extend my base. Walker K traffic caravan is extending base runway 28 Walker K. All right, so extend that base out a little bit, and let's turn base. Let's see. I think I got enough. Walker K traffic. Caravan 222 X-ray Whiskey is turning left base, runway 28, Walker Bay. Walker K, actually. Okay, so, alright, so there's 700. Still 10 degrees of flaps, so I'll rest my descent a little bit by adding a little power. Alright, and this should be lining up on final in just a minute. Okay, so yeah, okay. Walker K traffic caravan 222 X-ray Whiskey is turning final runway 28 Walker K. Okay, so I've overshot. Did I overshoot it? I don't see my runway. Okay, no, I didn't overshoot it. Okay, all right, lining up. Watch that descent, watch that power, throw in 20 degrees of flaps, and we want 75 over, basically over the threshold, and we need to fly to the runway because she would not float. Okay, so let's get it trimmed, add some power. Get line it up. Don't, if we have to do a go around, we will, but We're 300 feet above. Line it up. All right, bring that power out. And are we at 4 flaps? We're going to 4 flaps. Power out. 80. 75. Power out. And fly to the runway. And go to beta. 4 brakes. Brakes are off. Brakes. And yeah, so we are down. And we pull over right over here. Hard landing, but hey, I don't think we broke any backs on our passengers. I hope not. And I don't think we broke the aircraft. All right. So let's take a quick peek at that landing. Yeah, let's go here and got low there. And the bounce. What we wanted to do was land on the mains and look like we did more of a 3-point touchdown. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to go ahead and go around, but yeah. So this is Walker Cay Island, and it's basically a private runway and a private island for those who want to rent the entire island and to try to show you guys the island. So yeah, you can rent the entire island, and you know, for lovers or maybe even a family, whatever, float your boat. If you got the money, this make a nice place to be. All right, so let's set the brakes. Still on pause here. Let's unpause the video. I mean the sim. All right, and let's set the brakes. Okay, and let's clean her up. FL, F for flaps, L for lights, T for trim. That trim looks good. And rudder and aileron trims look good. And so that's FLT, and then T again for transponder. Turn this on standby. And FLTT, and C for condition. Should have turned that condition down a minute ago, because I need to keep it down before I kill the power, so that gives me a chance to do some other stuff like set switches. So standby power can go off. Fuel, boost and starter can go off. Avionics can go off. We didn't see, we've already adjusted lights. We didn't need to do anything with icing. We didn't really do anything with air conditioner. It's nice 58 degrees when we pour it out. And yeah, so it's been a minute, so we can go ahead and unfeather the prop and let that feather out, and then we can cut our fuel and turn our battery off. And yeah, so we can let the passengers out and get out ourselves. Generally, we wouldn't really want to let the passenger out till our prop stop and let them walk to wherever they're going to be walking to. Looks like we may even have some fuel services, some av gas, but we are burning Jet A. They got 2 tanks, so one of them may very well be Jet A. Let's see, av gas 100, low lead, and yeah, I think they're both low lead, so we wouldn't be able to fuel up here. All right, so let's turn our condition levels off. Our fuel tanks off, and yeah, we are. The only thing we need is charts because we don't have tie downs here, and yeah, so we are good to go. All right, so all doors are opened. Go out. Now I'm just wasting time, but let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can open that from the outside. I don't know if we can. Huh. If we can, I don't see a click spot for it. All right, so there's a click spot for the top. All right. So yeah, guys, thank you for flying over the Bahamas. And I hope you liked this video. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me. And if you take a moment, if you like this video, then why not take a moment to subscribe? All right, guys, till next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.